You're tuned in to Get Right Fantasy.
Hey everybody, Adam Rank here.
What's up, friends? Daniel Dopp here from the Fantasy Focused Football Podcast over on ESPN.
It's Fabs here, Michael Fabiano from Sports Illustrated.
You know who you can trust if you've got some questions about your fantasy squad?
Want to check out a cool show on YouTube that'll help you get ready for the fantasy football season?
Check out the Get Right Fantasy Network.
Check out the Get Right Fantasy Network. If you are not subscribed, what are you waiting for? You want to lose your league?
Head on over to YouTube. Check out the Get Right Fantasy Network because they're doing everything they can to make you a better fantasy player.
You got to get right with the Get Right Fantasy Network.
You're tuned in to Get Right Fantasy.
What up? What up? What up, world? Welcome back to the Get Right Fantasy Network. I'm Mike Herrick, a.k.a. Classic Mike. And tonight, I'm here with my good buddies, Kendall and Evan. What's going on? How you guys doing?
Good to see you all again.
How you doing, Kendall? I know you're waiting patiently. Oh, your sound went out. You muted yourself.
Oh, did I? No. Hey, we're back. We're here, man. I'm hanging by a thread. Look, I think I'm going to be home for maybe at least another hour. So we'll see. I'm going to be heading to the hospital soon to help deliver number 3. We're like over 9 months pregnant now, but I'm a degenerate.
Right,
and if I'm not at the hospital, I'm going to be hanging out doing some fantasy. So let's do it.
Let's do it.
Kick those super chats in, boys. Diapers are expensive. So if you can hook it up, man, I'm going to give you the best I got as long as I'm here.
How you doing, man?
Always good to see the both of you. Just decided to put up some bamboozling tonight with Lucas Oil Stadium behind me and a blue t-shirt, which is not actually a Colts t-shirt, but it's my Chicago Cubs team Scott Fishbowl 15 shirt. So, psych, not a Colts fan. Take that, everybody.
There you go. I love it. I love the Scott Fishbowl 15 stuff. I got mine upstairs somewhere. Tonight, we're going to be helping you guys answer your Week 11 start sit questions. We're going to go over some news and notes prior to getting started, just injury news and get you guys ready for the coming week. Also, like I said, if you guys want your questions answered right away, make sure you guys are using the super chat. We will answer your question right then and there. Stop the show just for you and answer your question. Also, make sure that you guys are aware to just a quick disclaimer. Make sure you guys are labeling what type of league you're in, full, half, tight end premium, 10-team, 12-team, whatever the question is, please let us know. If it's Dynasty or redraft, if you're doing trades and stuff, those are really appreciated. It helps us give a better response to what your question is. So let's get started. On a buys this week, we got Colts and Saints. So we're missing out on JT, which is a little upsetting for those that have him. Guys like Daniel Jones and Chris Olave. So nothing crazy. Injuries to talk about. First and foremost, QB injuries. Let's start with them. Brock Purdy. He's good to go. Off the injury report. Ready to go for San Francisco this Sunday. We'll wait and see. They're going to be facing Arizona this week. CJ Stroud has been ruled out again with a concussion. Davis Mills will get the start again. Did a really good job last week. Really not too surprising, but kind of surprising at the same time. But glad he was able to help out Nico Collins. Jackson Dart, he's going to be out this week with a concussion. Kind of known. I could have told you that last week. Jameis Winston, though, is getting the start. Not Russell. This is from Mike Kafka. Kafka's the guy. There was a lot of confusion in the beginning of the week. A lot of people were like, are they doing like who's starting, who's not? I'm like, come on, guys. Like, this is pretty clear. They wanted Jameis, and it's just he probably just runs a better system for Mike Kafka. Injuries for the running backs. Rico Dowdle, good to go. Everyone got a little nervous. He's good. Bucky Irving was another guy that people were like, oh my God, he's coming back. He's ruled out. So is Chris Godwin. Both are going to be out this week. I think this was a ramp-up period for them. They were just trying to get them back into football shape, get them ready to go, and the next week we'll see. Chris Godwin will be another week or two. Aaron Jones, he's good to go. Nothing crazy. He's off the report. He had a shoulder injury. That's really it for running backs, which is kind of nice for those that are needing it. Wide receivers, on the other hand, are a little banged up. Drake London, back issue, illness, was limited on Thursday. He was out on Wednesday. Should be good to go, though. They keep telling me he's pretty stable for Sunday, but just keep an eye out. It's 1 o'clock, so come back and visit me at 1 o'clock on Sunday. Oh, shameless plug for my show. Marvin Harrison Jr., he was ruled out. He had an emergency appendectomy. I got it wrong. Correct me if you guys can. He's going to be out for a few weeks. I would assume 3, 4 at the most. Usually it's 4 weeks for any type of incision just to be healed. So it might be 4 weeks. That's my thought process. Teammate Zay Jones is also on the IR. This is going to leave Trey McBride, Mike Wilson, and Greg Dortch are all going to be getting a bump. My secret tight end, well, sorry, I gave it away. My secret receiver for this team is tight end Elijah Higgins.
Dude, he's nice. He's secretly nice.
He's somebody in DFS or in, like, if you just lost Laporta and there's, like, nothing on the waiver. Telling you now. Just throwing it out there. Devontae Adams, oblique injury. He should be good to go. All the reports are very positive. He was very positive himself. He said he should be good to go. Brian Thomas Jr., limited Wednesday and Thursday. He's still listed as questionable. He is somebody to just keep an eye on prior to game time. I'm not relying on him, even if he was healthy, to be quite honest. Parker Washington, he's off the report. He didn't practice on Wednesday, limited Thursday, and then full on Friday, so he's good to go. DJ Moore, Roma Dunze, off the report, good to go. Another 49er off of the injury report. Ricky Purcell, finally coming back. Oh, excited. He says he looks good. He feels good. He feels like he did on the first day of the year. Garrett Wilson, put on IR. This was sad for a lot of owners that had Garrett Wilson. He'll be out for the 4 weeks, right up to the playoffs. Calvin Ridley is going to be good to go. He's off the injury report. Quentin Johnston, he has a shin injury. He is listed as questionable. He was limited all week. It looks like he should be good to go. I think he had a full on Friday, so he should be good. Khalil Shakir is ankle and shoulder added to the report. He practiced in full on Friday. He should be good to go, but there was it seemed a little weird that he got added on real late. So just keep an eye on it. Xavier Worthy, he should be good to go as per Andy Reid. Christian Watson, he's good to go. Darius Slayton was ruled out as well with a hamstring injury. He will not play on Sunday. The big news, Sam Laporta is ruled out already, so take him out of your lineup. It's kind of good that we know now and not Sunday night because it was Sunday Night Football. Dalton Schultz, he is good to go off the injury report, and Harold Fannin is good to go as well. So, a lot of good injury news, nothing crazy. So that kind of clears things up for what we're going to be talking about tonight. So let's get into questions. We got Galaxy Pickers. What's going on, brother? He goes trade Roma Dunze and RJ Harvey for Saquon. His roster is JT Junkins, Marks, Harvey, Lamb, London, Odunze, and Diggs. How do you guys feel?
This is not something you want to do at this point, Galaxy Pickers, because J.K. Dobbins is expected to be out for longer than a game at this point. The Broncos need to get more information on the foot injury that Dobbins has to determine if he needs to miss time, if he has to go on IR. At this point, RJ Harvey is looking like a potential league winner, as a lot of people look for that league winner before week 10, which is impossible in fantasy football, but I digress. And Rome Odunze is not somebody you need to give away for Saquon. Saquon is being horribly misused in this offense this year. I don't know if he still has it in him compared to that amazing 2,000 rushing yard season, but he's still an elite running back I don't like the way he's being used at all in this Eagles offense. I think that the Eagles can have like 3rd and 2, and then Nick Sirianni will call something like a 10-yard pass play to somebody, and I'm like, you got Saquon Barkley, why not run the damn ball? But Yeah, I don't think you need to do this trade, Galaxy Pickers. Your team is fine. Don't get cute with trades at this time of year. Stick with what's working for you. I'm hoping you have a good record.
I agree. What about you, Kendall?
Yeah, I'm kind of with Evan on that. So, plus, honestly, I'm just really, really into Rome rest of season.
Oh, of course.
I think there's a very good chance. I mean, Caleb's going to have some up and downs, but the offense is going to stay pretty explosive, in my opinion, because the defense, we're starting to win ugly, but there's going to be games where you just have to outscore people. NFC North, you kind of have to do that. We saw let's use DJ Moore a little bit, but immediately, I mean, he got banged up last week, but it went back to nothing pretty quickly. And just early on, I mean, Evan, I know you watched every snap of that game, I'm sure. I mean, immediately, like the opening play of the game was like, Rome's his guy. And there's a connection
100%.
there. So I have what I think is a top 10 wide receiver talent in the NFL on a team that I think needs to put up points. I think he's being undervalued still. And so even just that alone, I think I want to keep for sure.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it looks like you're trying to trade away 2 guys just for a 1-week filler for JT. And I understand it, but I don't agree with it. In this case, if you look at it, for a guy like Saquon, the guy that you drafted for and the guy that you have, which to be fair, when you're playing, it seems as if your team is in pretty good shape with JT and Saquon and Junkins. You're pretty much in a situation where Saquon, or no, you're trading for Saquon, my bad. Either way, if you were to get him, you're in a situation where Saquon hasn't been he's had 2 top 10 finishes when last year he had like 6 or 7, and he's only had 1, 2, 3, 4 top 20. He's not really going to help you as much as you think you are. You're giving away a ton if you're giving away a Dunze. Dunze has been killing it the last few weeks. Harvey is he's going to blow up in the next few weeks. It's going to be something special. Just keep it for now. I think you're going to do just fine.
So, Mike, for Quinshawn Judkins, did you say Judkins or Junkins?
Judkins.
So that's
I'm probably
thing,
wrong.
You know?
It's a New York accent. Yeah. Warrior goes, "What's up, guys? What's up, Raven? How you guys doing?" He goes, "What's the deal, fellas?" He goes, "Full PPR. All right. Traded away Quentin Johnston Quentin Johnston and Ayuk for Purcell. Good trade. Thoughts on Purcell? Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. I don't know if Ayuk's going to come back this season,
He's not.
To be honest.
No, let's just be fair. Every report I've seen, he ain't coming back.
Well, I don't think it's official at this time. They want him to come back at some point, but will it be relevant for fantasy football season? That's a real question. So the 49ers have a week 14 bye, and then after that is the beginning of the fantasy playoffs, in which he'd come back against the Tennessee Titans, Indianapolis Colts, and then the Chicago Bears in championship week. Those are not bad matchups for the 49ers. I mean, the 49ers passing offense is mostly matchup proof, but the thing is that you traded away Quentin Johnston, who has bricks for hands, Brandon Ayuk, who's so hurt that we don't know if he's going to be able to come back with his knee injury, and now you got Ricky Pearsall, who's better than Quentin Johnston. I'd say, yeah, that's a heck of a trade. Good job, I blame Perk.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Make sure for anyone else that's watching, if you guys have questions, throw them in the chat. We are here for you guys, so make sure you guys are throwing those questions in the chat. Make sure you guys are also checking out our affiliate podcasts. We have Phil's show, The Extra Point, with Phil Ruskin. We also have the Fantasy Football Tavern with Kendall, his show. We also have our good buddy Evan, who is now here with us, who will be putting stuff together at one point. Let's go with Warrior Loft. So it sounds like Mike Williams might be back between 14 and 17. Don't even bother, brother. I understand that.
What?
Yeah, not worth your time.
Mike Williams retired.
Yeah. Even.
Sorry, Warrior Loft. Did you mean somebody else instead of Mike Williams? Because that wide receiver, he retired after last year. He's been so beat up with injuries over the years between the Chargers and the Jets. I mean, the Steelers too. Like, he's not even worth picking up at this point. Mike
Oh.
Evans. There you go, buddy.
I was checking for news. I'm like,
I know. I was like,
just
I haven't
no
seen
way.
anything. I get the news the whole day, and I have not heard one thing about Mike Williams. So Mike Evans, getting him week 14 and 15, we're 14 and 17. Maybe.
Well, so Warrior Loft, if you already have Mike Evans on your team, yeah, you better hold him in that IR slot if you have it. But if you're looking to buy Mike Evans, I think that would be too risky as a buy at this point because we don't even know if he's going to be fantasy relevant between 14 through 17. He's got some cake matchups with, I mean, the Panthers don't have a terrible secondary anymore, but they're also not good either. They're not the worst in the league anymore, I should say. So the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will have the Falcons in 15, Panthers in 16, and Dolphins in 17.
No, this is what I thought. He was dropped.
He got dropped in a lot of my
leagues. Okay.
One IR spot
was,
they could keep Bucky in a lot of places.
Yeah, Warrior Loft, scoop him up as soon as you can.
I see. Here's my thing. As much as I want to scoop him up this week, I'd wait 2 weeks. I'd wait until week 12 to pick him up.
If you don't pick him up now, somebody else is going to take him.
Understood, but here's my thing. If you pick him up later, or if you pick him up now, what's going to happen is you're going to keep that spot for 4 weeks. Three-ish weeks. We don't know exactly when he's coming back. I'm a little nervous about that in picking him up now. I'd wait a week or two to get a better generalization of what's going on. Is Jaden Daniels worth keeping in the IR position? Is the Commanders 2026 a wasted year?
Well, he's not going to Madrid, but he is expected to be. He's not out for the season. He's not on injured reserve.
No.
It's his non-throwing elbow, which means that they don't necessarily. They still don't necessarily wanting him playing on it, but they're going to want him to heal up. The Commanders 2026 is not a wasted year, but the 2025 season, I think, will be pretty much a wasted year for Daniels' rest of this Commanders offense is
25.
Yeah, well, either way, like this Commanders offense this year sucks. I don't like it, and everybody's hurt. It's not really all that functional. It's got all the typical bad things that you have about a Cliff Kingsbury offense in the second year that it's instituted. Like, remember when he first started with the Cardinals, it was an exciting offense, and then it wasn't as good in the second year because Kyler Murray had to do more himself. And then the rest of the league figured it out, and it just sucked from then on out. So I think Jaden Daniels, if you happen to have an extra IR slot, it doesn't hurt to hold him, but I wouldn't expect to play him if you're wondering.
What about you, Kendall?
Not a fan. I think the offensive weapons aren't there. I mean, at this point, in redraft right now, there's a lot of viable quarterbacks. I'm a big fan of streaming certain matchups, especially when they're more predictable going down the stretch in some cases. I just don't see a whole lot of using his legs. Even when he was perfectly healthy, the offense wasn't functioning super well, and you were hoping for something good. If you have him, it's desperation, right? It's because maybe you had Burrow. Some people are rostering 2 quarterbacks and it's thin, right? But if I have a stable starter, right? Like if I have Matt Stafford, right? No way I'm doing that. I'm trying to think of like a mid-range, low-tier guy that I still kind of like starting every week, and there's still plenty of them that I'm going to be playing over Jaden until I saw something. But I think, this is a year where the number of IR spots in your league significantly mattered. If you only had 100. I have leagues where I'm having to, like we just mentioned, the Mike Evans question. I've had to drop him. I've had to drop. For sure, I've been off Ayuk for a while. Mixon, I had on a couple of my rosters. He had to go for spacing reasons and to make sure I'm being aggressive on the waiver wire. And so I think what you lose by not being able to still stash players and be a little more aggressive on the waiver wire, particularly at running back a week ahead, being able to keep Devin Neal through the bye week and see what happens, right? Things like that. I don't think the upside, 2.5, maybe 3 points per game at best is what you're getting with Jaden Daniels over the next best streamer. It's not enough for me. If it's a luxury, sure. But if it's a close decision, I'm leaning no.
So he's got Flacco and Burrow as well. So I'm assuming Burrow on IR. It's one of those things where you're either holding out for Burrow or holding out for Jaden because they're going to be coming about. I mean, right now it looks like Burrow will be back week 13 or 14. It looks like closer to 14. And then on top of that, even if Jaden comes back, let's just say it would probably be week 13 or 14 as well. And he's going to be coming back still kind of hurt on the left elbow, and he's going to have to really be a little bit more conservative. He only had one top 10 finish this whole year comparative to last year where he was on fire. His floor is a lot better than most, so I understand the reasoning for wanting to. I mean, a 16-point floor is pretty good, considering his worst game was 16 points against Seattle, and that's when he got hurt. I understand wanting to keep him around. But if you're also keeping Burrow and Flacco, unless this is 2 QB, it's a little much, in my opinion.
Yeah, you don't need to stash 2 quarterbacks if it's only a 1 quarterback league. If you've already got Burrow ready to go, you don't have to bother with Jaden Daniels.
Correct.
You can roll with Burrow in the playoffs because Burrow's got his weapons, and he's going to be easily a good quarterback worth starting. I mean, I know a lot of people don't like to make a big deal out of quarterbacks where it's like, yeah, don't bother. We're only talking about a few points here and there. But when you get to the playoffs, every stinking point matters. So you definitely want the talent to prevail, especially in matchups where, look at Burrow's schedule rest of season. I don't like to put too much on rest of season, but the Ravens suck at defending the pass, and so do the Dolphins and Cardinals. Those are juicy matchups for Joe Burrow. You definitely want to hold him if you've got him. For
sure. I definitely agree. All right, let's move on to Raven. What's going on, man? He goes 12 team full PPR. Oh, no.
We already did this question.
My bad. My bad. I had it starred for no reason. Full PPR. All right, here we go. Flex 1. Rachaad White versus Buffalo, ranked 30th against the run, or Purcell against the Arizona Cardinals, ranked 21st against the pass. That's a tough one.
I don't
Full
think it's tough at
PPR.
all. Give me Ricky Pearsall, baby.
Okay.
Yeah, I actually am full in agreement with there. Evan, what's making you make that decision? I mean, so you seem to have some confidence in Pearsall. Where's it coming from?
Because Pearsall is easily the top wide receiver when he plays over Juwan Jennings. Yeah, he will have to share some passing volume with Kittle. It doesn't matter who the quarterback is, whether it's Mac Jones or Brock Purdy. Pearsall is a first-round draft pick that they want to get the ball in his hands, where Rachaad White is just a failure of a former third-round draft pick on the Buccaneers. He's really not that good of a running back. I mean, it's possible that he might have a safe floor of 10 points, especially if he falls in the end zone, but he's also going to be splitting with Sean Tucker if Tucker has a hotter hand. That's a risk I do not want to take. I would much rather pick Pearsall if those are my only options.
Yeah, PPR, I think the ceiling's there. I do think they're in a situation where they've held him out a bunch. I think they were smart with them, right? They actually really held him out. I believe Ricky when he says, hey, I'm feeling like myself. It's good to go. Do I think he's going to go out there and catch 10 passes? No, but do I think he's going to get all the targets and all the opportunity, and we'll see what happens? I'm definitely taking that over what I think is I agree with Evan, a really capped ceiling with Rachaad White. Look, let's be honest. The wide receiver weapons are doing okay. There's not enough snap share for Rachaad White to just reliably just be around to catch all these passes. And the O-line's not been great for Tampa Bay. They're not really getting a whole lot of yards before contact with the running back position. And so, Bucky was having to do it early season, honestly, through the pass catching. If you really look at the box scores, right, he needed a lot of those catches, and he was breaking a lot of the catches too. His actual rushing stats were kind of okay, and so for a lot of those reasons, fire up Ricky. A lot more upside there.
What's saving Rachaad White is force-feeding him some passes. Even if they don't go anywhere, you're still happy to get 1 point for every catch that he makes, even if he only gets roughly 1 yard per target and a total of 6 yards on 4 catches. That's still 4 points right there and change. So, that could save you with some high-end flex and low RB2 volume, but that's not something I want to bank on with such an inconsistent running back in Rachaad White, where if Sean Tucker has the hotter hand against Buffalo, like I already said, I'd rather take my chances on Pearsall.
Fair enough. I don't want to break there's no tie, but the only thing that's really helping him at this point is Will Johnson being out. If Will Johnson was going to be in, I'd probably lean Rachaad White. It's a good matchup versus Buffalo. Losing Ed Oliver is a kind of a big deal for the middle of that particular lineup. I think they're also down their good linebacker who, let me see. Yeah, they're down at a linebacker with questionable with Shaq Thomas in there. There's a lot of pieces involved that could work in this offense where, it could work out for White, but I think there's a higher ceiling for Purcell in general. I like him as well this week. I'm loading him into my lineup.
So there's one other thing too. I believe the Bills are looking forward to having Joey Bosa back, who he's been out with a wrist injury. They're slowly starting to work him back into their.
Oh, he played last week. He had like 5 sacks last week.
Well, no, he had 1 sack last week.
Oh, okay. I thought he had like, what was the game? He had like 2 or 3 sacks. It was like a week ago.
He hasn't had more than 1 sack in any game so far, but he's.
Oh, then he might have had pressures because I forgot what team it was off the top of my head, but whoever it was, he was making them look silly.
Yeah, because he has not seen a lot of snaps this year due to a wrist injury, and if they can get him more against the Buccaneers, then it's not considered a serious issue anymore. So that's going to be rough for that Buccaneers offensive line.
Yeah, for sure. Ravens next question. I love this question. Full PPR. 0.75 tight end premium. Start 1, Evan Ingram or Elijah Higgins. Higgins.
Wow.
No.
Higgins.
Too bad. I'm going Higgins.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I have to disagree on that one because Higgins' ceiling is 3 targets, and I do not see that going up without Marvin Harrison Jr. out there. Evan Ingram also does not have the greatest ceiling in an inconsistent, terrible Broncos offense that I don't know what the hell Sean Payton's doing over there, but he's at least going to see more snaps than Elijah Higgins, who's just backing up Trey McBride, who's still gonna get the lion's share of the passing volume. So I don't want to take a chance on Higgins versus Ingram, as gross as it sounds, because Ingram's not that reliable of a tight end option anymore. I still have to go with a safer floor with him versus Higgins.
Man, Perk, Raven, tell me there's a door number 3, buddy.
No.
Tell me there's another way. There has to be another way.
That would be preferable. I'm with Kendall.
Oh, man, I want to take door number 3 so bad. It's so gross. I think I'm taking Ingram because I believe in the snap share. Tight ends are volatile as all hell. I own Elijah Higgins in like a lot of Dynasty. I actually like him a lot. I think he's a guy that if McBride ever went down, I actually think Higgins would be quite good. I think that happened actually a little bit last year, and he looked okay. I'd have to check. It feels like it's in the memory bank, but
remember, converted
he's
wide receiver to tight end. He is going to be the 3rd target of anything. Most teams, a tight end would be their 3rd target. And in this case, I doubt they're going to put him in on blocking assignment. They're going to put him out wide with Wilson and be involved with Greg Dortch. Now, I think Greg Dortch actually does well, too, in this game.
He's
Brissett
is guy. He's done it before.
But I think that Brissett likes the bigger targets. You could see that he's been targeting him. The last 3 weeks the last 2 weeks, he's been 3 targets, 3 catches, and/or 2. Yeah, it's not a crazy floor, but neither has Ingram. And Ingram has at least been in situations where he's goosed. This, at least, and so did him versus Seattle. But before, this is after a big injury, a big unknown injury. I think they're going to have to get him a little bit more involved. I just really like Higgins and his ability comparatively. And it's in a matchup where, comparatively to the Broncos situation, with the new Troy Franklin, who's been killing it with targets and receptions, they're also targeting Sutton, keeping him involved. They're now going to have RJ Harvey out there, more of a full-time role. I'm just saying it's going to muck up the water either way. I think that Higgins is in a better position depth chart wise than than most.
We're gonna need to get a little fantasy receipts like column for the Fridays. I think we're gonna have to keep a little tally sheet here. This feels like one for sure here.
I've been saying it for a while now. Nathaniel Rose, what's going on, man? Great to have you on the show. He says Luther Burden or Calvin Ridley. This is a good one.
Ridley is not expected to get the volume that he used to versus DK and who's the other wide receiver that they got? Io Manor. It's a messy, horrible offense that I want nothing to do with. Luther Burden, Luther Burden is not a guy that's going. Yeah, it's possible that he's going to get more opportunities moving forward, but it's still a very crowded wide receiver room with DJ Moore is playing in week 11. So if Nathaniel Rose, I'm going to say what Kendall said in the last question. Please tell me you have another option because I don't want to start either of them if I can help it.
Yeah, I'm avoiding Calvin Ridley this week. Biggest reason is they're going against the Houston Texans. Derek Stingley is one of the best corners out there. He's coming back from a hamstring injury. They're going to ease him back in. He isn't the number one option. They keep going to Lumador. They keep going to Dyke. They keep going to even Chig. It's one of those things where I just don't feel comfortable with Calvin Ridley anymore. And Luther is in a very mucky water thing as well. You're basically either you're throwing to. It's kind of like a good situation for the Bears, but not for fantasy. You have DJ Moore, you have Roma Dunze, you have Luther Burden, you have Colston Loveland, you have Cole Kmet, you have DeAndre Swift. You have all these great pieces, but that means there's only so much that one guy can get the ball. So I agree. If there's someone else you can get, it is what it is. But as he said, a lot of these on a buy, so I get it. I'm in the same boat in a few leagues. I think at this point, if we have to pick one, who do you guys think it is?
I still don't want to pick from either of these. There's got to be better options. If this is I didn't see the size of your league, Nathaniel. I'm guessing this is either 12 or 10. Probably not 10. Probably a 12-team league. But you've also okay. That's fine. I don't care about running backs. It's just you just need one for the flex. But in any case, it's
if Tyler Lockett's available, I'd go Tyler Lockett. If Kamir Deke is available, I'd go him.
Yeah, you can find better options than either of them. Don't get me wrong, I love me some Luther Burden, but he's in a crowded wide receiver room. Calvin Ridley is a guy coming back from a hamstring issue. No, thank you.
Yeah, it's tough. It really is, and he was out for a solid 3 weeks coming back.
I might take Jalen Noel over him a little bit. There's a couple guys that are pretty deep down that I would probably go to. Honestly, if I had to, I'm going Burden for sure, though. It's one of those situations where.
Would you go Higgins on the other side?
No, I don't think so just yet.
Charles Tillman or Cedric Tillman? Sorry.
No, not enough ceiling in that whole offense. That's. Actually
I was going to say Naylor was another guy I was thinking of.
Yeah, I'd go Naylor. I would go Naylor for that particular situation. If I had to pick, I'm going Burden though, because here's the thing: we know that later in the season. All it takes is one game for a rookie to Naylor. Why are we talking about Naylor right now? Because he just popped.
He had a monster game.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not betting that Burden has a pop game this weekend, but it's going to happen at some point, most likely. He's got the talent to do it, and I think Ben Jay's looking to roll up his sleeves and make it happen more and more in preparation of what could be a playoff run here of some type. So why can't that be this weekend? It's as good as any weekend to have your first kind of like, oh, this might become a thing. So yeah, fire me up some Luther Burden. If they both have bad games, they're going to be close. If they both have good games, Burden's going to blow Ridley out of the absolute water. And you might as well play for ceiling, right? People put up goose eggs all the time. Might as well go for the guy that can hit 20.
And it's a better matchup overall.
Yeah, so Nathaniel, I don't exactly know why you need a dart flex, but if you're going to pick a dart flex, I wouldn't go Jalen Naylor either because he's a wide receiver 3, but it sounds like you're looking at a wide receiver 3 in whatever offense you're looking for. I would still go Burden over Ridley.
He has the 3 right now. He's got Mbuka, Ladd, and Nico already in.
No. I'm talking about wide receiver 3 in fantasy football value.
Just general. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. For me, for my wide receiver 3s, Tez Johnson might be out there. Parker Washington might be out there. Christian Watson might be out there.
Tez is out there if they listen to the show.
Fair enough.
We were so right on that one, baby. Oh,
Christian Watson might be out there.
Yeah. Dontavian Wicks, honestly, isn't horrible. Had a lot of targets.
Yeah.
I like Burden over Wicks, though. At that point, I'm just going to light up.
Agreed.
Yeah, agreed.
So hopefully we answered the question, Nathaniel. We're not trying to dodge it. We're just really, if we were in that spot, this is what we would do. We would say there has to be a door number 3. I'm really looking for it.
Yeah. He goes great advice, deep benches, competitive teams, double point scoring also. Okay. So there's a little bit, added to that. So I get it. It's, those are just our thought processes. Warrior Loft, he says, start Debo Mariota at QB. No Christian McCaffrey or no Luke McCaffrey or McLaurin versus the Finns or Tez Johnson. Baker at QB versus the Bills or Dicka. I'm assuming he means
DK.
Dyke.
It's not.
Versus...
It's DK.
Oh, it is. I thought it was Dyke.
It's DK. Yeah.
Whoopsie. DK versus the.
There's going to be an announcer at some point this year. Don't you worry. I'm going to clip it.
Oh, they've already done it. They've already done it. Why do you think I'm calling him Dyke? Anyway, it's half point PPR.
Clip that, please. That's so good.
I'm so bad.
I promise we're a real serious show, guys. We take this very serious.
Really serious.
High budget over here.
Anyway, his league gives my league gives points for kick returns and punt return yards. Okay, so having a guy that can return punts and kicks is good. All right, so Debo, Tez Johnson, or DK.
Oh, what's the actual scoring?
Half point.
No. What? I'm trying.
I'm assuming four points per 25 yards or something like that, or I don't know. It's probably. It doesn't really matter in my equation. Right now, Debo returning kicks?
No, he's not.
Yeah,
I mean, he's had a couple in the last couple weeks. I'd have to look. I know he's done. It's very, very, very sparse.
It's very small skill, little, not my favorite. And then on top of that, I don't like DK for the matchup versus the Texans, so he's out of my equation. I think I'm going to go with Tez Johnson.
Yeah, Tez would be my go-to if it's kind of insignificant, but I've got a couple leagues where it's not crazy. But DK has been my actual secret weapon, having in the scoring where it's just okay. It's given him like a 5-point bump just out of nowhere, which is really good. And I've got another league where it's not crazy, but it's just enough where he's scoring 20 points a game, where it's kind of half and half. I think it's enough where I if it's significant, yeah, I am going DK because he returns all of them and he's real good at it. I mean, he is. Okay. Insane. Like if it's significant, he could score you 20 points just doing that and kind of have nothing.
Did I change something? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. That's my fault. I got it.
Again, okay, cool.
I apologize.
Tez Johnson, if it's insignificant, though. I mean, last week he didn't have the targets, but he did have the red zone opportunity. He earned it in the red zone, too. I watched that second touchdown, and that was just a pure, I want to score this play. I absolutely loved it. I think Baker wasn't his first read, but it kind of happened. I think Tez is going to be a go-to guy. 0.5, yeah, that's not enough. Definitely, that's Tez for sure.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So I'm going to go against the grain here because in my rankings that are unfortunately not posted anywhere right now, but will be soon, I have Deebo Samuel as my wide receiver 26 and Tez Johnson as my wide receiver 29. I think they both have the same rough potential, but if you have to pick one, Mariota is going to be looking at Deebo all day, where Tez Johnson is also sharing with Egbuka as well, and as well as Cade Otton. Yeah. So Zach Ertz, as much as I'd love to act like he's still relevant, he really isn't that relevant anymore. So that's why I got to go Deebo over Tez Johnson.
Okay.
They're real close for me too, and I think that is pretty close.
Yeah, I have it at 27 and 30, 27 with Deebo, and that's just more for the name, honestly. I mean, he hasn't really been doing much otherwise. He's the number one receiver on their team. We saw Tez Johnson get a top 10 finish last week against New England, who is actually one of the better defenses in the league. So I can understand it versus the Dolphins, who have arguably been better on defense in the last few weeks.
They can't stop the pass.
Agreed. They don't have anybody at corner to really be effective. I like Tez a lot more.
Yeah, and the Bills can stop the pass along with the Texans. So give me the easier matchup with the better veteran talent than Deebo Samuel.
Debo, I run one in too. Their running game is broken. Nothing's working. Debo's probably their best running back at this point.
Their running backs suck. It's no wonder.
Bill. Ain't wrong.
Goddamn Bill.
I always forget that with Debo these days, though. I mean, the fact that he could, 20-30% of the time get a touchdown, that's 6 easily. If he scores a touchdown, he's easily the pick, and he's got the best red zone chances on both sides of that ball. I'd say that's a good point.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Dr. Ken, what's going on, man? He goes, how do you feel about starting Wandell this week with no Slayton and Jameis at QB against the Packers?
Oh, you better start Wandale. He's easily going to be the top wideout. Now, with famous Jameis throwing the football, expect the same amount of touchdowns as interceptions because that's the way he plays football. Now, that being said, Wandale is easily going to be the top wideout, and I would not be surprised to see Theo Johnson be a sneaky tight end streamer, but that's not the question.
We were talking about that.
So give me Wandale all day because the Packers have a very highly overrated defense. They cannot stop the pass. Go fire up Wandale if you've got him.
Yeah. I mean, being the resident Giants fan here, I'll be the one to tell you that he's got no one else around him. We had to go get Isaiah Hodges off a practice squad, to just because he's a guy that knows the offense in one way or another. Green Bay's 7th against the pass so far this year, DVOA. I mean, they are strong, but not crazy strong. They are a top 10 defense, but it's mostly due to their pass rush. And that scares the living shit out of me because of the concept that our line sucks. So it's one of those things where they're going to have to do quick drop-offs, quick slants. They're going to have to keep everything kind of short into the line. The two people that can do that are Theo and Wandell. I think if they can work it to be that way, everything should be fine. But it's going to be a rough sled either way. I have Wandell in a situation where I have Nico Collins, I have Ricky Purcell, and I have DJ Moore with Wandell. I'm playing Wandell as the wide receiver 3 in this group. So I feel confident enough with him in my offense just because he's been killing it the last few weeks in general. His usage has gone up as well, which I'm really happy about. He's been underrated the last few weeks. Isn't he like 6th in targets in the league currently? I believe I got to double check my math, but I'm pretty sure he's like 6th in targets overall.
Wherever he's ranked, he's got 79 total so far, which is crazy good.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I think if memory serves me, he is number 1 currently. Not number 1. He's number 6 so far in the league in targets. So I am pretty confident in him so far this year. So for me, I'm going Wandell. And I already know how Kendall feels about this.
Oh yeah. That's pretty. Yeah, Wandell's my boy, dude.
I know
Wandell's
our guy.
I'm preaching him for a freaking minute. He's just like an actually talented wide receiver. Like he's not quite Tyler Lockett or anything, but he plays in a similar fashion.
Yeah, a little bit smaller, a little bit less on the downfield ball. He's more of a possession guy in comparison.
Wandale's about my height, but he weighs about 11 or 12 pounds more than I do. Not that you guys can see on camera roughly my size, but if you've met me in person, you know.
That's funny. So yeah, I'm okay with it. I'm just trying to check my math here. I want to be right. He's ninth in targets this year. 9th in targets.
If we include running backs and tight ends, he is tied for 11th in the league with Puka Nacua.
Yeah, okay, so he's 10. Yeah, he's tied with Puka. Yeah, those are big numbers. You want that on your team. And Puka's been out, he was out 2 games, if memory serves me.
Speaking of targets, if you guys can believe it, Christian McCaffrey has 90.
Yeah, no, he's killing it. It's absolutely absurd. And you want to know the funnier part? JT's doing it when he isn't getting the passing volume that people thought he might get. It's incredible. This year has been crazy at running back.
Why did people act like Jonathan Taylor sucks? He's been like one of the best running backs in the league.
No, I understood. I am so happy.
Well.
I was waiting for these comments, man. I think the first time I saw Evan, I'm like, oh my goodness, you need to do some ringside stuff, man. That is money. We need to get this guy an actual, we might have to actually stream the Spotify and Apple Podcasts and whatnot. Evan's voice cuts through butter, man.
I love it.
I would love for Bruce Buffer to announce me someday. I'm a white belt in BJJ, and Dana White's not going to call me to join UFC BJJ to compete professionally anytime soon, but I still want Bruce Buffer to announce me.
That would be awesome. Raven goes, thanks, Coach Kendall, Coach Mike, and still new Coach Evan. in the Bruce Buffer voice. For all the advice, thanks, appreciate it. Have a great weekend, of course, my friend, always. Nathan Rose goes. Naylor is available.
That was door number 3. Between two interesting Burden and whoever else.
Ridley.
Yeah, Burden and Ridley. You guys think Naylor over both? Stay in the Flames?
I'm gonna still
or
stick
go
with
go Luther for more upside.
I'm sticking with Luther. Yep.
Better offense, better quarterback. Yeah,
I'm
sticking with it.
I can't recommend against my Bears too. When I see the
that's the hard part about asking Bear questions on here. I have to I have to curb everybody's thought process.
As a lifelong Bears fan, though, I do have to say this. Anytime we play an NFC North rival or just any team that has these crazy expectations of the star player scoring so hard on us, we always have some no-namers scoring on us, and nobody ever expects it. So if it's going to be Jalen Naylor, then it's probably not going to be him. It's going to be like Josh Oliver out of all people. I don't want to curse us, but it's always somebody
Josh
that
Oliver.
Nobody ever starts these guys, and yet the Bears often give up a score to one of those guys. But let's hope for a better game on Sunday.
It's a Hawkinson week, I think. I have to start him, so it needs to be Hawk week.
I don't want Hawk to beat us up, though.
Not beat us up. We're still winning this game. We got the much better quarterback.
We better win. Good Lord. That week 1 was horrible.
Dude, Minnesota's gonna have a locker room issue with JJ, man. If JJM has another bad game to JJ,
Dude, I mean, Justin Jefferson wouldn't go tackle after the interceptions. That's how mad he was.
Yeah, I mean, look, to be fair, he was only going to be able to bracket him from cutting across, so I get it.
Oh, yeah, there was nothing
didn't
he
make
could have
any
done on that
sense.
play.
Like, I think people were overreacting to him quitting, but like, it's
But
his body language outside of walking it was like he was doing the like.
He could have tried.
Yeah,
he could have. Yeah, he was putting in no effort.
I mean, everyone still remembers the Buda Baker and DK Metcalf interception where he wasn't even near the play, cut down, back through, and cut through guys to get to where he had to be and got him and chased him down. I'm not saying JJ could have done that. He probably could have, but there was just no point at that point. So I get it.
It just feels so good to the Bears have always been the team that people are talking about in that light. It just feels so good to talk about somebody else for a change. It's so much
At least
fun.
they didn't throw a Hail Mary. Anyway.
Ouch, bro.
Those days are over.
Galaxy Pickers. He goes, Hendy dropped a 30 piece on me. Start Marks over Hardy. Need the highest ceiling potential. Harvey.
So, Galaxy Pickers, can you start both? Because you should start both if you can.
Yeah. I think Marks has the better matchup against the Titans.
Agreed.
But Harvey's in a situation where I don't think he was getting as much run as he should have, and now he's put in a position where he will. The matchup's tough against Kansas City. The line is screaming for me to want to play that. Just because the Titans and Texans line is like 37, and that's an implied total of like 20 plus for the Texans at this point. I'm probably going to be leaning Harvey, even though it's a worser matchup for him. What about you, Kendall?
Man, I'm with Evan. I want to start them both.
I would love to.
Galaxy Pickers.
Yeah.
I'm curious. Can we? We don't normally ask you guys the questions, but can I ask you who is your flex right now? Is it 1 flex, 2 flex? Do you have JT and Saquon, and these guys are both your flexes or something like that? I'd love to know what's door number 3 that's going over both of these guys, because we love their matchups and their upside this week, and that's pretty interesting.
So Galaxy Pickers has mentioned that he has, out of all the running backs, Judkins, Marks, and Harvey, which if you could start all 3, that would be sick. But we need to know the rest of your lineup, man.
Man, that's really close. That's really, really close. I know Marks has the better matchup, but I do kind of feel like Harvey is really in line for the better ceiling play. I think Harvey's going to catch a lot of passes.
So he has Lamb, London, and Odunze at wide receiver and flex. So that makes complete sense.
Okay.
Yep.
Why?
Nice team, man.
Yeah. So right now,
trophy out already. My God.
So for now, he's really just trying to. Hey, I'm gonna say this right now. I have a team with London, Lamb, and JSN, and my team's like 2-1 or 2-9. So You can't hand anybody a trophy for those picks.
I think the Broncos need a little bit of red zone. To be honest, I think if the game script goes -2, I think Harvey has the opportunity to do a very insane 2-minute drill. That's what he's good at. He's been serviceable strictly because he's catching 4 or 5 passes a game without the snap share. He could have a 7-8 target game if that goes a little bit negative for him. So I think they have similar floors, but I do think the ceiling's a little bit higher for Harvey. And I feel like Marks, even in good matchups, has still kind of been doing his 13 points, and he's kind of needed to get in the end zone to really have great games. I'm not shading against Marks or anything, but I could see that game just kind of being boring, if that makes sense. Honestly, I just don't think it needs to be high scoring. It's a cake matchup, but it could just be a hey, we don't have to try very hard. Let's do some other stuff. Where Harvey, they're going to need to do something.
They're going to have to be in it. And I mean, honestly, at this point, his best game was with 14 touches, 58 yards with 5 receptions. And this is with Dobbins in, by the way, versus the Bengals. 5 targets, 4 receptions, 40 yards, and a touchdown. Realistically, that's how I feel this game could be for him in that particular scenario. Getting 14 touches at, running the ball, 4-point, average, and, getting at least 4 receptions. Like, that seems to be a reasonable line for him at this point. So I really do feel like this is a good matchup for him.
And the Broncos don't even have anybody worth a damn behind him either. It's like, what's Jaleel McLaughlin gonna do? Come on now.
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, and you also mentioned, Galaxy Pickers also mentioned being 8-1 in a 12-team league, and it's like, yeah, I bet you're 8-1 with that roster. My God, dude.
Yeah,
but yeah, so if you gotta pick one, I would say just go with the easier matchups with Woody Marks, because the Houston Texans have clearly shown that they don't want Nick Chubb leading the backfield anymore. He's a shell of his former self. He doesn't have the explosiveness that he used to have. RJ Harvey is going to have a really bad time against his Chiefs defense. And with how bad the Broncos look, especially against the Raiders and other bad defenses like the Giants, I could see the Chiefs blowing out this Broncos team. I don't know if the Broncos can survive against this rival. So if that's the case, Harvey's not going to get enough opportunity compared to Marks, where they're going to have to throw more. So that's why I got to go Marks as a safer option here.
Okay. Fair enough. You see, we got 2-1. So it gives you a good perspective on.
You're gonna win that game, right? Like, you're gonna destroy this 1 week, right? For sure, okay. Right?
Yeah, you're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
So we got one official. What's going on, man? He goes, who for my QB1? JJ McCarthy, Brisket, good old Jameis Winston, Tua, Geno Smith, or David Mills.
Ooh. I actually have this in a real league, guys. I want to hear you guys take first.
Interesting.
I've got this exact situation right now. I got a lot of Jackson Dart, so I had to make this play.
You first, Mike.
I'm looking at the matchups at the moment. McCarthy's not in a bad spot. Winston's going to get destroyed, unfortunately. Tua, not a big fan of decent matchup against the Commanders. They're playing out where he is. I'm going to lean probably McCarthy, Tua, Mills, Brisket, Winston, Geno. I think that's how I would do it. Like, that's how I'm ranking it. I can't even give you a good, like, even Geno against the Cowboys, I don't, care for. I understand the matchup, but don't care for him. He's banged up. I mean, good for him that he played through it. He's a trooper, but yeah, I think I'm going to go Tua.
Interesting. Yeah, because I have JJ McCarthy as QB 16, and then it doesn't really matter who else is down there because everybody else that Juan listed is in the 20s, and at that point, screw it, you don't need to start any of them at that point. But if you already have JJ McCarthy, you can go ahead and fire him up. Juan Pena, it's good to see you again, good sir, too. You may remember me from the Optimus Fantasy channel. I can't remember if I told you this before, but I'm no longer on the Optimus Fantasy channel. I've been cut from the team, and I've been claimed off of waivers by Get Right Fantasy. So here I am, good sir. Happy to join every Friday.
Fab dump for the win.
That's all right.
I love that. Kendall, who is your ultimate pick?
Okay, so here's what I did, boys. Real simple for me. I went JJ McCarthy because I get to win either way. Either he dunks on my Bears for a good game and I get to win that matchup, or the Bears beat the tar out of him. And I don't care if I lose all my matchups. A Bears win is worth it in the end. So for me, this is a hedged bet scenario. I can't lose, man.
Oh my God.
So I'm going JJM. Small disclaimer. There's one quarterback not mentioned. He's probably picked up. I did go Aaron Rodgers over all of them because it's the Bengals, and I just love that matchup. And I feel like it's kind of a hashtag rolling sleeves up, get right game for Aaron Rodgers. Maybe toss in a couple tutties on a pretty cake matchup. And Warren's got enough touchdowns. I think DK needs one. I think he's got to do his tight end thing. So I went A-Rod over these guys. But if I had to pick between these three, it's going to be JJM for me. I like the rushing upside too. I think that just gives him a stable enough floor. And the Bears are going to give up a couple touchdowns. We've been doing it enough lately.
No, that's fair. So we gave you our three that we have, all a little different, but that's okay. Go with the best narrative that you like. Juan goes for who my wide receiver 1, 2, and 3 and flex spot. All right, so we're picking four spots here. Adams, Samuel, Quentin Johnston, Jacoby Myers, Jordan Addison, Parker Washington, Hollywood Brown, Tez Johnson. He's also got Charbonnet, and he's got Josh Jacobs and Trey Henderson, who he already had, JT on a bye. So we're picking 4 spots here for him. So 3 wide receivers. Let's get those 3 out of the way. For me, it's Jordan Addison is 1, Debo for 2, and Devontae for 3.
Yep, I agree.
You guys are both in agreement with that.
I'm
Easy.
pretty much there. Yeah, I'm a Tez over Debo guy right now, but like again,
Fair enough.
I said it earlier. I'm gonna stick with it, right? But I'm with Evan. I'm like, this is like a 1 or 2 spot ranking. So whoever you feel like.
So one of the 2 of those, and then if we're going flex, is Charbonnet in the conversation? I'm assuming he's already played. He played Josh Jacobs and Henderson, so it's really just Charbonnet in this spot for a running back. Are you playing Charbonnet over any of the other options? Me, no. I'm actually going to put Johnston in for this one.
Yeah, I gotta look through my flex rankings.
Well, my 4 is still it's Devontae, Debo, Tez, S3, and then Addison will be my 4. Those are the 4 guys I want.
I just love the matchup against the Jags.
Yeah, I think I have to agree about the Quentin Johnson and the flex. I think that's the move there because Jacksonville's defense is not as bad as it used to be, but they're not stopping the pass either. And Johnson should have some safe floor in order to get you that flex value that you need. So Johnston is not exactly getting consistent volume. He's a volatile guy, but he could also have another 5 for 10 game, which is good enough for flex value. So if that happens, good, you're happy.
And Herbert slings it all over the place. He had 10 targets last week, had 6 the week, and then he had the touchdown on top of that versus Tennessee. This is an easier matchup for him to do well in, and they're going to face Jacksonville later down the road. Wait, did they already face Jacksonville? No, I keep forgetting it's the wrong team. So yeah, I'm good with Johnston here. I understand the reasonings for all the other guys. Maybe Tez is the only other guy that I would switch out of that, but I'm good with Johnston for that. Let's move on. Let's go to Patrick in the Mafia. What's going on, man?
New friend of the show. Appreciate you being here, my friend.
He goes Rachaad White or Kamini Vidal. And I think for the same reasons, I'm going to go with Vidal.
Yep, I'm going to go with Vidal as well, despite the fact that my rankings have Rachaad White at 22 and Vidal at 23, RB 22 and 23. So, yeah, if I had to pick one, though, I'd rather go Vidal. They're both low-end RB2s either way, so you could flip a coin and be okay, because Buffalo has been notorious for struggling to stop the run. But Rachaad White is also not that talented either, where Vidal is a practice squad running back who's benefiting from a much better system. So if they give him another 20... If they give him another 20-some carries, you're going to be happy that you started Vidal over White, because White is not going to see that level of volume. They love Sean Tucker down there in Tampa, so I think for that reason alone, you got to go Vidal.
And remember, this is probably the last week you're using him, including Rashad White. Both guys are probably getting their particular guy back either next week or the week after. So I'm using Vidal and using every little drop left that he has in a good matchup. I'm going to use Vidal. What about you?
Not close for me. It's Kamani Vidal. I'm really in. I like running backs. I don't always evaluate talent. Running backs are entirely. Ollie Gordon's a great example. He was a Dokes Award winner as best running back in college football. And then his O-line sucked and he tanked, right? They're heavily affected by situation, how good the defense is. It's a decent matchup. Their defense is playing well. The chances he falls into the end zone are pretty high. The amount of red zone trips, if you just compare red zone trips game to game, I think the amount of red zone trips easily correlates to running back production. Long drives lead to red zone ends, right? So for all those reasons, it's got to be Kamani Vidal for me. There's just so many game scripts where it's good for him, and there's a lot of game scripts where it should be good for Rashad White. How many games have we said it should be okay for Rashad White, and he hasn't delivered? And Sean Tucker's been averaging more yards per carry, and he's getting there in the snap share. And there's a good chance Rashad White's probably going to be off the team before Tucker is, right? So for all the reasons, give me Vidal.
All righty. So we got Vidal for all three. Patrick goes, glad I found your channel. We're glad you found us as well, man. That's why we're here. Hoping we can get more people. Make sure you guys check out the Discord if you haven't already. Make sure you also are liking and subscribing to the show. Always appreciate that as well. Helps.
Always will love that Tony Soprano avatar too.
Yeah, me too. But make sure you guys
comments on the YouTube videos.
Yeah, I was going to say that too. Make sure you guys are commenting as well. That helps us with the algorithm to be able to find people like Patrick. So make sure you guys throw your questions and or just leave good comments if you want.
Just tell other people we're awesome and they should check it out.
There you go. So Warrior Loft goes, start Ferguson versus the Raiders or Gatson versus the good old Jacksonville Jaguars, who can't stop the tight end.
It's a good thing he listed the opponents, because otherwise I would have been jokingly and be like, oh yeah, start Terrence Ferguson. That's a good idea.
Man, wow.
I knew who he was talking about. Let's go. We're going Gatson.
Great to have both of them. That's fantastic.
Yeah, can you start both Warrior Loft? Because those are fantastic options. But honestly, though, if I had to pick one, I think I got to go Fergie Ferg just because he has a safer floor, where Gadsden is still sharing a lot with other talented wide receivers between McConkey, Johnston, Keenan, where the Dallas Cowboys just don't have that level of talent depth with wide receiver. And Jake Ferguson is still a favorite target of Dalton Schultz, where that's not to say Gadsden isn't, where the Chargers have been really wanting to get him the ball more, but you got to hope that Gadsden falls into the end zone to get you double-digit points or get more than 60 yards. So if I had to pick one, I'd go Ferguson, but I hope you could start both.
So I've got a take here. And this is it's a Raiders take actually. So
glad Anthony.
Yeah. It's come up a couple times in some matchups where, in my head, I've been thinking the Raiders are a good matchup. I've been thinking the Raiders kind of suck. But when I watch the games,
kind of suck.
The Raiders defense doesn't suck though. The Raiders they get at the quarterback though. They do a decent. If you actually look at the games and look at the points per game position by position, every time you try to start a surefire thing against the Raiders, look at the box score. Your guys are not scoring a lot of fantasy points.
They have one of the better.
You just keep thinking I can't tell you how many times this year I've lost because the Raiders are easy. I'm supposed to score points, and it doesn't happen. And I'm saying I wouldn't have noticed this if it wasn't strictly for me saying this player should score a lot, and they underperform projections by a decent amount against the Raiders. And it's happening too often. And the game script just allows for it to happen. And the Raiders still end up getting their socks blown off, but the players that want to score aren't making it happen. So it's happened enough to me where I don't trust Ferguson against the Raiders. I don't trust Dak against the Raiders. I think they could get him. They could get some pressure on him. I think CD and what's his face Pickens are probably gonna. They have to eat because they're gonna get 2 billion targets. I think I'm gonna go Gadsden just because Jacksonville is an actual joke on defense, and I think the Chargers put up 40 points, and he'll be somewhere in there. I'm a little leery of the Raiders defense, a tiny bit. I'm not gonna go crazy, but it's happened enough to me where I can't do it. I can't do it again. And this is such a thin razor close one for me that I'm going to lean Gadsden just like a little bit.
Max Crosby is making that defensive front for the Raiders better than they actually are. And that's not to say they don't have additional talent. I mean, I like Devin White, but outside of that, their secondary is a joke. So if they can get Brock Bowers out there, not Brock Bowers, Jake Ferguson out there, he'll still eat. Like
Ferguson appreciates that comp though, man. He loves that.
Well, he is tight end 3 in PPR right now, so that's not nothing.
No, and he had a goose egg for one of his games, so that's
it happens.
Dude,
well,
me and
that,
Phil
that's
are
big.
such Ferguson guys too. If you guys mock draft with us, you know that probably I would say like 80% of mock drafts have me or Phil taking Ferguson. Like he's my dude. So this feels like a trail to me, but I gotta do it.
I'm riding the hot hand. That secondary is horrible, and the only positive that I can say for the Jags defense is that they got back Devin Lloyd, and Devin Lloyd with Faluakon are going to be the guys covering him on most occasions. So I can understand a little bit of it, but at the end of the day, the way that the offense is set up, it's so hard to not go Gadsden. That's just tough.
I'm checking on my favorite people here just to see my favorite analysts where they have them ranked. It's just back to back freaking everywhere.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I have that. I think I have them ranked back to back in my rankings too. Let me see. I have them. Yep, 4 and 5.
I'm a big Jason Moore fan. He's like my spirit animal.
I know.
He's got Gadsden. Fantasy Pros ECR likes Fergie a little bit more. Ooh, this one's tough. I don't know. Evan and Mike are great analysts. You should check them out. They're pretty great.
We try. Patrick, he goes Devontae Smith, Shakir, Wandell, or Jennings. Pick 2, not PPR.
Devontae Smith and Wandell Robinson. Boom.
Easy.
Start them.
Ditto.
Yeah. Yep. I'm going to go with those 2. His QB is Hurts, but that doesn't really matter.
You don't have to stack.
2. Yeah, stacking doesn't always matter in redraft for me. What's going on, Adam? Great to have you here tonight, as always. Always a pleasure to have Adam in the house. He goes, yep, I was going to ask the question on the Discord tomorrow, but seeing you guys here live, so figured I'd ask now. What else do we got? We got Adam. He goes, what do you think Mark's outlook is moving into next year? Do you really think he's going to be an early down back too, or do they sign another back to steal some touches?
No. I think the Houston Texans drafted Woody Marks for a very, very good reason, because you don't draft running backs you don't intend to play, and Marks has shown that he can handle an NFL workload volume. I mean, Joe Mixon is probably not coming back this year. I mean, that's pretty much a safe bet. The fact that the Houston Texans don't even know and are hush-hush about Mixon is a really bad sign for this backfield. So, assuming that we don't have Mixon and Chubb in the future moving into next year, they're probably going to draft another running back and or sign another veteran to complement Marks. But I don't see Marks losing this starting job in that backfield because he's good.
Yeah, I agree.
Man, this is tough. In Dynasty, I've been being cautious of Woody Marks only because I scouted Woody Marks a lot, and he is a pass catcher that I thought when he was drafted specifically to be we got to spell Mixon a little bit. He's going to be our bruiser, and Marks can really come in and be a good pass catcher. It's what he was known for. But he's got a good yards per carry. He's got a little bit of we knew Bucky was good, but there's a reason he wasn't a first, second round fantasy draft pick, right? Bucky showed up and just did well. I'm seeing this he's playing himself into a bigger role. But I won't go as far as to say he was drafted to be awesome for him, but I think he's playing his way into it. I could have acquired more of Marks if I wanted to. I've been cautious. Now I'm kind of keeping him on the rosters. I was selling him before. When you mention early down stuff, I think he's probably going to have most of the backfield. They will draft somebody because, my goodness, they have to.
Yeah.
It's not a great running back class, though. I've looked at it pretty in depth, and you're going to have to, whenever a running back class isn't good, you have to take one earlier if you want anyone decent. So I think they have other holes to fill. So whatever they get's not going to be good enough.
To fix the offensive line.
Yeah, they're gonna double dip into that.
That part.
They don't need to take any wide receivers anymore, so the luxury pick's going to go RB versus an offensive player, right? Yeah. Now, they do need to get a tight end in there as well because... No. You don't think so?
No.
It's the worst tight end class I've seen in probably 3-4
They
years.
have
so actually it makes no
Stouffer. They
sense.
have Stouffer. They still are going to be getting back
Cade Stover.
Jordan. Yeah, Cade Stover. They also have Bevel Jordan that's still on the roster. And they're better than most that they would be able
They're
to
still on the
find, and
roster, you got a point.
they can afford it. They're going to cut Mixon next year because his dead cap is worth cutting. He's got nothing guaranteed next year, and he's $10 million on the roster on the cap hit, so they're going to cut him for $2 million saved.
That's what I was about to mention. It would only cost $2 million, and Chubb is only here he's an unrestricted free agent next season, so that's why I'm assuming that Chubb and Mixon are not coming back to the Texans next year.
No, they're going to invest their picks into something, or they're going to grab someone in the running back class. They're going to find something.
Just don't trade for Pollard. I hope they don't do the Dobbins thing and go cheap on Pollard. But I'm rising on Woody. I took a pretty hard stance against Woody when people were going crazy about him, and I said, "Whoa, slow down. He's not that pedigree, but he's playing his way into it." I'm starting to steam him up a bit.
Usually with a 4th-round draft pick, that usually indicates that the running back is going to be a project where they need some time to develop him. But Woody Marks kind of had to be thrown into it because Mixon is still not ready. Chubb isn't really good anymore. Dameon Pierce isn't good anymore. Who else are they going to roll out there? Dario Gumbawale? I mean, he can only do so much. So they had to throw Woody Marks out there, and he's rising up to the challenge, and he beat up that Jaguar defense last week. Against tougher defenses like the Broncos and Seahawks, he's not going to look as good, but he's a rookie. You got to give him his fair chance against these tougher defenses, and I think he's here to stay.
I agree. He's not going anywhere, but they will be picking up other people.
They have to.
They're going to need to. They have to. Yeah. Dr. Ken says, ugly superflex situation. Knicks, Geno, Lawrence, and Brisket. Which two? I have Bowers. If that stack against Dallas makes any difference, it really doesn't. They are getting Overshown back this week, I believe. So they're going to be a little bit better on defense. He's one of the better passing coverage guys for linebackers. I think I'm going to lean. You guys hate Bo Nix, so this is going to be a tougher question.
You want to answer first, or do you want me to?
No, I'll let you guys answer because I have in Superflex, I have
Nix and Brissett back to back at 26 and 27. So you got to pick those two.
Yeah, I mean, Nix was my guy. Like, I'm gonna stick with Nix.
I don't like Nix in Dynasty. I don't like his long term. But my take on Nix was always the market overvalued him. I've never been like Nix is terrible. It's been like Nick, because my take was it last week or the week before was I won't call Nix a bad quarterback.
Yeah,
but I won't call him a good quarterback, and people are anointing him way too early. He's still got good coaching and a matchup that should require some points and should require him to put on a cape and figure it out.
He's gonna.
It's gross, but I'm gonna go Nix. I can get over my he's not my favorite guy, but I'm still gonna play him when I have to, and this is where I would have to.
And we'll get a good barometer on how he's going to be on championship weekend since they play Kansas City on that weekend. The second QB, I'm gonna lean Lawrence.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's gross.
That's very.
How did
gross.
that feel coming out of your mouth? By the way,
it hurt. You know how like when you get really bad heartburn and you feel like you're going to throw up, and then at one point you like actually catch it in your mouth, and then you're like, oh shit. Yeah, that's how that felt.
I have another question for you though, Mike. If the Giants had drafted Bo Nix last year instead of waiting on Jackson Dart, would you have been happy if he was New York Bo Nix?
I kind of would, but the problem is that I wouldn't get Neighbors, so it's kind of one of those like. It was either Nix or Neighbors, and I'm glad with Nix, or I'm glad with Neighbors, and seeing what happened. But
I know. I'm sorry, I had to make that Nix joke.
But I wanted fun little story inside personal life. My dad really loved Bo Nix, and he was somebody that he really wanted for the Giants to get. And I kept talking to him. I'm like, Dad, they're not going to do it. Like, come on. He's 6th pick overall. He's projected for the second round. Like the concept of him being available was slow and very low. I'm like, no way. And we went neighbors. He was happy. I was like, okay, cool. And then we went dart the next year. He got, this year, and he got to see that. So that was, good to hear. But thankfully, he isn't here to watch it because he would be disappointed. So yeah. So Lee, 86 Thunder, what's going on, man? He goes, Bucks and Bills might be a shootout. White might pop off this week.
I wouldn't bank on that.
I get the reasoning, but I mean, it's a 46-point over-under. It went down from 49. So there's definitely something going on. I'm assuming the weather, because right now, I think Buffalo's going through some stuff. I know upstate New York had some snow over the week, during the week. I don't know what they're dealing with currently. But my assumption is the weather, because it had nothing to do with anybody dropping out. I don't think anyone's hurt that was like a last-minute guy that went down other than Kincaid. And if Kincaid made it drop 3 points, that's pretty nuts, to be quite honest with you. So and I didn't see anybody on the Buccaneers unless somebody thought that Bucky Irvin was coming back.
There are snow showers expected, but nothing significant.
Yeah. So it's just lake effect snow, nothing crazy. Well, no, not lake effect. We can't use that word in upstate New York because lake effect means like 10 feet of snow. No, it's gonna be flurries. It's gonna be a little cold and a little gross. So
I hope that would be such a fun game to see as a shootout. That would be. Man, I would love to see.
Oh, yeah. Seeing Baker and Allen going back and forth would be a lot of fun. So we'll wait and see how that one turns out. We got Zach Band Sync. What's going on, man? He goes full PPR flex. Pearsall, Ertz, Tucker, or Mangione.
Mangione?
Or not
Monangai.
Jesus Christ. My brain just went to a different world right there.
So which Tucker are we talking here? Trey Tucker?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because it should be Sean Tucker, because I could see him getting some flex value, but I doubt it in this case. It's probably Trey Tucker. But Zach Brands Inc., I would say it's got to be Pearsall, and I would say in theory, you could take a shot on Trey Tucker, but with all the wide receivers that the Raiders have, I don't want to start any of them anymore. It's Brock Bowers until further notice. And I think Zach Ertz has the safer floor because, I mean, Mariota's going to need a safety blanket outside of Debo to get the ball into because they don't have Luke McCaffrey. They still don't have Scary Terry. They're missing a lot of talent there, and it's not sexy to start Ertz. Monangai is expected to split that backfield with Swift, which is going to limit possible upside. But if Monangai falls in the end zone, if he gets goal line carries, which I would expect him to get over Swift, you're going to be happy. So I am going to go Pearsall and Ertz here.
He only needs one, but I'm assuming.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, just the one? Yeah, go Pearsall. Yeah. That makes it easier for me. I don't feel Pearsall, so yucky now.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I think we're both going Pearsall here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean he's getting 40, he's getting he got 40% with Swift coming back with Monangai. Those are the two that I would like think about if those are the two that you're like going, in between on. Ertz and Tucker are out for me. Ertz is going to be going against a better defense than you think in the concept of the middle of the field for the Miami Dolphins. I mean, they have Jordan Brooks, who is actually one of the better linebackers, if not one of the better just leading linebackers and tackles currently, and he's a very decent cover guy. I don't want to have to deal with that. I rather deal with Pearsall on the outside. He's been doing well with Brock Purdy coming back. Brock Purdy and him should work well together. And then Monangai is really just if you don't feel the same thing and you want to get a solid flex play in, Monangai is not a horrible option, but I'm sticking with Pearsall for that particular.
I mean, is the simple take here that like Slick Rick has kind of the same floor as all those guys, but his ceiling is better. I mean, we're not going to talk Trey Tucker's like crazy ceiling, less regular ceiling. It's the combination of floor ceiling is Slick Rick there. I think
like 6 receptions, 80 yards is probably about what I'm gathering. Like that's my thought process on him. 6 targets, 8 targets, 6 catches, 80 yards.
I mean, you got to remember Purdy's back. Purdy's got a pretty deep ADOT. Slick Rick was running some deeper routes, so I mean that tends to help too. So if Ricky gets enough targets because of the ADOT, it just leads to very good fantasy production.
Yeah, I'll also put this out there too. There's a reason the Raiders traded for Tyler Lockett.
Yeah,
actually,
and Lockett looked nice there too.
Wait, they signed him, right? Was he traded to the Raiders or signed him?
No, he signed.
No, they signed him. Right?
Yeah, I forgot he
requested. They did like a mutual release of Tyler Lockett.
Yeah, mutual release
with a new team,
type.
and then
Yep. Yeah, that's why I don't want to go trade Tucker ever until further notice.
Yeah, not doing it. Adam goes, assuming Parker is healthy, are you going Parker or Jacoby this week?
Jacoby's
a significantly better wide receiver than Parker.
And
Parker's got some pop to him, right? I don't mind that, but like, and again, Jacoby's a significantly better NFL veteran. He's savvier. He's a better route runner. He's better at like almost everything than Parker is.
Parker's coming off injury. I know he only got, he did a limited and a full, so he's fine. But at the end of the day, Jacoby got one more week with with Trevor Lawrence. It's a better matchup overall against Chargers. I like it a little bit better. So I'm going Jacoby. All righty. So those are all the questions that we have for tonight. We got to start wrapping things up. Make sure you guys check out our Sunday show as well. I'll be there Sunday morning. I know that this week they're going to be playing in Madrid for the first time, Commanders versus the Dolphins. But I'll be here waiting and answering your questions at halftime because usually that's about when they start. So make sure you guys join me on Sunday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. I'll be here. Evan will be. Are you going to be joining Frank this week by any chance on Monday?
That's up in the air. We'll have to discuss that off the air. But there is a shot that I could join you on Sunday as well.
Ooh, well, let me know.
That is enticing.
Just a shot.
That's gonna be a banger if it is, dude.
Just text me and let me know. I will make sure that I send you everything we need. And then also Kendall might be out for a week or two. We'll see. Hopefully everything works out with him on his side. Congratulating him a little early on everything, and hopefully everything works out the way where it needs to be. Other than that, we are going to be here Sunday, Monday, Tuesday with good old Phil, Wednesday with Frank, and then me and Evan at this point next Friday, and we'll go from there. So hope everybody this week has a wonderful week 11. We'll see you guys next time. Evan, Kendall, thanks so much, guys. Really do appreciate you guys coming out. We'll see you guys all soon. Peace.